Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to look at how LUKA Doncic can help this Mavericks team actually become even better and what he needs to do to help this team be able to make a run in the playoffs and be able to win some games in the regular season. Because they've been a little cold. I think they lost, before this game, they lost like 4 or 5 straight. And so we're going to see what he needs to do to prevent those things from happening so that they can get a good seeding and so that they can make the playoffs. And so let's get right into it. And so the one thing that we always see with Luka is that he ISOs all the time. Since he ISOs all the time, there's going to be players just standing around. I want to show you some clips about just clips of him doing that, of how much he actually does it. It's not every single one of them, but it's just from the Warriors game yesterday. Now he's drawing fouls, yes, but his teammates are engaged. Like they're just standing around. Finney Smith's not even ready. Ready to shoot, ready to spot up. Dinwiddie's just vertical. Hardaway Jr. a little bit. Powell is always active, but his teammates aren't engaged. You can make them lose focus. I'm gonna expand on that a little later. Another one. That's another one. He's getting good looks, yeah, for Luka, but I'm talking about the team as a whole. The team as a whole. How does Luka's ISO heavy play impact his teammates and their rhythm? So let's keep looking at that. I'm gonna keep showing you some more stuff.
Quite as much energy as he does when he's trying to.
Are y'all gonna get on Luka for airballing free throws? Beside the point, we gonna get on Luka for airballing free throws too, bro? Like, come on, Luka. Airball is crazy. Airball is crazy, man. That's like a whole 8 inches to a foot. Like, that's bad, man. A free throw. A free throw. You see how a free throw? Come on now. You got to start. He got to at least shoot like 80% from the line. He been tripping. He been tripping.
And to beat people off the dribble. And they're feisty and Green leading the way.
This is aside from the point. There's a couple of clips I just want to throw in there. But what was up? What was Jalen Green? What's Josh Green on last night? What was Josh Green on last night, bro? I ain't never seen him play like that before. It looks like he been in the lab. He just literally been working on the shot, which is all Maverick role players need to do. They just need to get in the gym and work on their catch and shoot. That's all they need to do. Nothing else. Literally get in the gym, spot shots, shots off the catch, no dribbles, no nothing. Maybe just a couple dribble pull-ups, reloads, but all that stuff off the spot up, that's all they need to work on. Seems like Josh Green has been working on it. And this play, he just kept spinning. He just kept spinning, throwing jump passes. Like, what is this? Like, what is this? Bro, what is he on, bro? Like, what? Since when was this in his bag? Jit been watching Luka way too much. Jit been watching Luka way too much, bro. He been watching way too much Luka, bro. I get it, your teammate, but goddamn, bro, you been watching way too much Luka. All right, and so at this point in the game, if you didn't watch the game last night, at this point in the game, the Golden State was down, I think, like 17. At the most, they were down by 17 in the first half. They made a comeback, and after they made that comeback, Luka started going back to having it turn into a watch party, where his teammates just sit there and watch. Now I'm gonna show you some clips. This is right after that run. They tied the game up. They're right back in the game. This one though. This one itself. He needs to do more. They need to do more plays like this when they get down, and not have it be a watch party. They need to have something where his teammates are active, where they're not just standing there and just watching Luka try to get a bucket and go to work. They need to do more plays like this. I'm gonna show you more other plays that they did, where they just sat there. They just went straight to ISOs. Like this one. Clear out for Hardaway. These guys are just standing. By the way, carries. He got a bucket, but he's carrying. And if we're gonna be fair on these calls, he do it every time he in the post. He bump, bring that ball all the way back. He bump. The refs need to look at that and they put that in the email. What is he talking about? They did that to Jordan Poole. He just bump. Like, bro, what is he's dead carrying every time. The ball's in his hand for at least 2 to 3 seconds while he's like that. Like, come on. Another possession what I was talking about. This is on the run too. Golden State has momentum at this point. Doncic just goes to work for no screen, no nothing. He just goes to try to get a bucket. Now this is where he could lose his teammates. If Luka goes to this ISO too much, he could lose his teammates down the stretch, and he's gonna need them. He's gonna need his shooters to be engaged and be ready down the stretch. And a couple of them showed up tonight. But I'm just saying in general, this is not a 1-game season. This is an 82-game season with a postseason. So he's got to make sure he gets that done more every night. Get that done every night. Another one with Kuminga. Kuminga, that's a great defensive possession by Kuminga. You see Luka always doing these bumps. He took the bumps too and was able to not overreact, and he stayed disciplined. He stayed disciplined. He didn't go for any pump fakes. He just kept his hands straight up, and just gave him a good contest. Closed up that space on that, and then he didn't get in his lane of space so he could call a foul. Come back down, boom, another. They had momentum going into the half. They had the momentum. They come back down. They try to do the same thing. They just hunt the mismatch. Curry ends up getting a foul here, but the intention of the play, it didn't look like it was going anywhere. It didn't look like it was going to go anywhere good.
I mean, they came in and changed the game on the offensive end, but also it started with their defense.
No question about it. I think that is the benefit of having Draymond Green.
Same thing here. Just watch.
Really helps direct.
You realize how much time they just wasted? I don't think you realize how much time they wasted. Let's go back. 14 seconds at this point. It was probably it was what, 24 seconds? They didn't show the full cross court, but 24-second shot clock, mind you. And this whole time till they got to 14, the ball is still like 35 feet away from the basket. No purposeful movement. You're just hunting the mismatch and trying to get the ISO. And look, by the time he gets the mismatch, 6 seconds on the clock. That's a lot of wasted time. If you're gonna do something, you got to get into it quick. You can't waste time passing the ball around. It's a 24-second shot clock. Even if you play in high school, if you got a shot clock in high school, that 30 or 35 seconds, I don't know what it is, but you got to get to the point. You got to get to it. You can't just be sitting there wasting time. Clock's ticking down. Unless you got no shot clock, you don't need to rush nothing. But there's a 5 second at the end of the day too. But if you get into the action, if you're an initiator, you got to just get into it. You're gonna be chipping away at a lot of time you can use to actually make plays.
Really helps direct traffic on those guys.
Now Luka falls down. Dinwiddie just travels. Waste of a possession. Luka tripping with these missed free throws, fam. He's tripping.
For the map this year, where Luka hasn't scored 30 points or 0-5.
What do you think Luka just screened right there? What do you think he screened right there? I couldn't tell. I tried to listen in what he said, but I just couldn't tell. I'm gonna try to hear that again. I'm gonna try to see if I can hear it again.
Where Luka hasn't scored 30 points. He picks up a
I don't know. I can't hear him.
They have not won a game this year.
I can't hear him. Look at Kuminga. Look at Kuminga. Hold on. Look at Kuminga. He looking at him crazy. I just peeped.
Where Luka hasn't scored 30 points.
Like, what the hell wrong with this nigga?
0-5.
He just came. The funny thing is that he was just all nice picking up DiVincenzo after he made him fall right. He made DiVincenzo fall, cut him legs. And they just goes and screams. Kuminga like, what the hell? Kuminga looking at him like, what the hell? Hell is it? What are you on? What are you on, bro? But back to the point. I'm telling you, possessions like this right here. He got the foul, but what is he doing to the other teammates? His teammates don't got no rhythm. That's why they all been shooting like 34%, 33, 30% on the season. They get no rhythm. You got to get them engaged early on the games so then you can have them down the stretch too. And I'm going to show you some stuff how it happened this game and how they got this win. But that's how you're going to lose the teammates. Bullock hasn't been shooting good. Finney-Smith hasn't been shooting good. Hardaway Jr. I think has been alright. But still, like past seasons, they've been at like 40%. They should be 40% shooters because they're getting open threes. But now if you're taking that away from, or you're not getting the ball to them, allowing them to get their rhythm, that's how their percentage is going to go down. Like how Clay's did to start this season. His rhythm, shot selection, that stuff. It's not you can't shoot no more. It's not you can't make shots. But it's just that they don't got their rhythm. All right, this was one of the worst units I've seen Dallas put out. Like one of the worst units I've seen all season. Like, bro, look who's on this lineup. Josh Green, Christian Wood, Davis Bertans, Reggie Bullock, and I think that's Dwight Powell sitting over here in the corner or something. But who's the point guard? Dinwiddie just got ejected, right? He just got ejected right after this. But this was one of the worst units, bro. Kleba. This unit is just bad. Like, it is bad, bro. Like, who's going to initiate the offense? Thankfully, he literally right after this. Hold on. Let me let this play out. Boom. Easy one. Josh Green. They try to have Josh Green initiate the offense. You thought that was going to work? You thought that was going to work? He barely take dribbles off the catch. How are you going to initiate the offense? They just going to press on full court. This is going to happen right here. And then literally right after this, call timeout, put Luka right back in. What he should have done. Exactly what he should have done. I want to tell you one more thing about this. One thing just came to mind. Watch Josh Green as he tries to bring the ball up. You can't see too much of it. But if you're a guard, have some pace. Don't let the defender speed you up when you bring the ball up the court. If you're the initiator, if you're the secondary ball handler, whoever's bringing the ball up, don't allow the defender to speed you up. Change your pace so they don't allow, because they're just going to try to get you to go to 100%. Because as a defender, it's easiest to guard when you're going at one speed. But if you're changing speeds, that's when it gets hard for defenders to stay in front of you. Because now you're going from 100 to 20 to 50 to 10 to 75 to 40. Like if you change that pace, it's hard for defenders to be able to predict how fast you're going to go, when you're going to go, and which makes players like LUKA and all these players with really good pace so good.
Increasing the pace. DiVincenzo got it. 2 minutes on 23 shots.
Another one.
Shot clock at 5. Doncic.
Look, I got no problem with the ISOs. It's just what it's do. They haven't been able to get the whole team engaged. He needs to get the whole team engaged. Like he needs to get Finney Smith engaged. He needs to get all these shooters engaged and ready to make big shots down the stretch. And also, how far do you think the Mavericks could go with this style of play? Because I've only seen this like where teams literally just go and hunt mismatches. I've only seen that work where teams got two players who could do that. At a high level, like Cleveland 2016, where they literally just hunted mismatches as their game plans, because they knew there was no team that had two players that could guard Bron and could guard Kyrie and actually limit them. So how far could Dallas get? Because all they got is Luka, and their next best player off the dribble is Dinwiddie. They had Brunson last year, but they lost him. But I don't even know if Brunson's not at that level. So, I don't know. I haven't seen no team literally have a one-man unit be able to come down and literally pick apart the defense, except for maybe like a Kobe or Jordan, but they operated different from a Luka. So, we'll see how far they get. But I'm not too confident that they'll be able to make a run, make a deep run.
Job by Lamb, getting his hands out of there, taking it right in the joining us.
Plays like that right there. If you're a role player, you got to make plays like that, and that's how you're going to get on the floor. Easy. If you make plays like that, that's how you're going to get on the floor. You make those little charge plays. You get those. You sprint back. You just the little things. The little things like getting your hands in the passing lanes, getting your hands on balls. Pause. That's how you're going to get more minutes. Your season's just starting too. So even if you're a starter, you can get even more minutes if you do those little things, because coach is going to trust you that you're going to be more disciplined than your other teammates who are going to be out there trying to get buckets, trying to get points. But if you're out there and trying to close up these gaps that most players don't get to, you're going to get some playing time. Your coach is going to realize it, and he's going to have no other choice but to put you on the floor.
27. Curry's got 26. He'll drive and feed.
And look, I was talking about players getting engaged earlier. Green got engaged. If you watch the game, Green got engaged early. He got engaged early. I didn't want to make the super long show, all the makes, all this stuff, but Green was getting warm early. He had a few threes in the first half. And so now Doncic is kicking to him. It's fourth quarter. You got to hit big shots. He's ready. Green's ready to hit that big shot. And so he could do it. Was not only Green, but it was also a Hardaway Jr. Hardaway Jr. was hitting some big shots too. Right here. Hardaway Jr. Big time three. One with 4 minutes left, another one with a minute 50 left. You see, these are shots you're gonna need your teammates to hit. But they're not going to be able to hit these unless you don't get it, if you don't get them engaged early, which is probably why they lost last few of their games on the season. Bullock, Finney-Smith, Hardaway Jr. Green's actually shooting good. He only takes a couple attempts though, but yeah, and I think Kleber too. But they haven't been shooting good. They've been like 30-35%. And so you've got to really be able to get those guys engaged because those are your number two. Those players, Luka Doncic is shooters. He doesn't have a number two player to go to. He has his shooters are his number two. Like how you remember that story where Kobe didn't go for that 40-point streak because he knew he had to get Shaq engaged and get him engaged not just for that game but for the season going forward. Luka has to do that with his shooters because the shooters are his number two. That's his number two option. If he's not going to score, he's kicking to his shooters. And if you don't get your shooters engaged, they're not going to be ready in the big time moments to hit big time shots. And so that's when they're going to lose games and not make deep runs. So Luka's got to start getting his shooters involved and start getting them ready early in the games so they can hit the big shots later in the games. Then another one. Green now got the confidence to see a gap and just attack it. He's not thinking no more. He's just in the playoff instinct. Easy bucket. You would never think Josh Green would take a dribble drive with a minute 20 left against the Warriors, but he only did that because he got his confidence from the shots he was hitting early in the game and then the big time shots he hit later in the game. Hey, on this last play. I want the same energy y'all giving to Clay right now. Give him that same energy time come the playoffs. In May and April, give Clay that same energy. I want to see y'all with the same energy, saying Clay can't shoot, Clay ain't this, Clay ain't that. Just give him some time. I mean, I'm patient. I know the season long as hell. The season like 8-9 months. So how you gonna expect a player to be perfect for a whole 9 months? Nah. This is drought right now. This is the drought. You should be happy. If you're a Warriors fan, you should be happy that Clay is not shooting good right now. Because he's going to get his rhythm eventually. And so you're going to need him at his best at the end of the season and not at the start of the season. So it's better that he get this out of the system right now. If you ask me, I'd rather have him shoot good in the postseason than shoot good now. So if you're patient and let Clay be Clay, Clay's going to be Clay when Clay needs to be Clay. And that's Game 6 Clay. So if y'all just stay patient, just wait, just slow down. If you hating on Clay still, I want that same energy time come the playoffs. Same energy. But that's the end of the video. That's the end of this video. Overall, Luka just needs to get his shooters engaged early on in games so that they could be ready to hit big time shots down the stretch, and so that Luka's number two, which are all his shooters, not the player specifically, but all his shooters. Wood, Finney-Smith, Hardaway Jr., Kleber, who else? I feel like I'm missing someone. Josh Green at times, Dinwiddie, all those guys. They're all his number two. There's not a player that really sticks out. There's a secondary ball handler, which is Dinwiddie, but all those guys are his number two because they just play off the catch off of Luka's isolation, which is number one. So he's got to get those guys engaged early on in games and throughout games before it gets to the fourth quarter so that time comes the fourth quarter, they're ready to hit shots. And so, I'm going to see y'all in the next vid, but make sure you like, turn on the notification, subscribe, comment. Let me know which games you want to watch. If you comment down below or something, let me know what games you want me to watch, and I'll watch them, or I'll consider about watching it. And then, we out of here.